Chapter 2: The Struggle to Fit In. Mina walked into school each morning, and the moment she stepped across the stiff sidewalk, a familiar knot of worry tightened in the pit of her stomach. The transition from the confident illusionist in her room to the uncertain girl in the hallway was stunning. More than anything, she yearned to fit in, to blend in with the crowd, and to be just like the other kids. It felt like a constant, uphill battle, a relentless struggle to avoid standing out. The school, with its bright, echoing hallways and confusing social hierarchies, often felt like a stage where everyone else knew the lines, and she was forever trying to catch up, performing a role she hadn't yet rehearsed. If I could just master a social magic trick, she often thought, a bitter edge to the fantasy, one that makes me invisible or instantly cool, I would trade all my magic skills for it. She often found herself criticizing her reflection in the bathroom mirror, her gaze lingering on her features. Her eyes, with their unique almond shape, were very different from her classmates who had wider, rounder eyes. She sometimes spent an unnecessary amount of time trying to angle her face to make them look less different. Her smile and nose, too, had particular curves, subtle differences that she could not quite put her finger on, but one that made her feel at times like an outsider. The differences felt bigger under the harsh lights of the school. Sometimes a wave of profound sadness would wash over her, a heavy blanket of longing. She wished she looked exactly the same as everyone else, believing with all her heart that conformity would be the magic key to belonging, the one trick that would guarantee her acceptance. Mina became an observer of her peers, especially the popular girls. She didn't just watch, she studied their behavior like a detective looking through evidence. She paid close attention to what they wore, the brands they favored, and the latest fashion trends. If a certain style of jeans or a particular brightly colored hoodie became all the rage, often changing week to week, Mina would practically sprint to the mall after school, begging her parents to buy them for her. "Mom, everyone has the sky blue brand hoodie. If I don't get one, I'll be the only one," she'd plead, knowing the appeal wasn't the garment itself but the shield it offered. Truth be told, she did not always like these clothes. Sometimes they felt weird or simply were not her style, pinching her or making her feel clumsy. But she wore them anyway, meticulously matching the look she saw in the hallways, hoping that by mirroring their outward appearance, she could somehow become an accepted part of their inner circle. She desperately wanted to be like the other girls, to feel truly accepted, to finally find her place, that safe spot where no one looked at her twice. The same rule applied to music. When the other kids raved excitedly about a new pop song or a trendy band, discussing tour dates and album covers, Mina would quickly download the music, even if the catchy tunes did not fit her own taste, as she preferred more classical or acoustic folk music. She would force herself to listen to the repetitive beats and shallow lyrics, trying to find something, anything, to grab onto. She would pretend to know all the lyrics, humming along just to be part of the conversation, to avoid the awkward silence that might reveal her true feelings and expose her as other. She wanted to join in, to share in their collective excitement, even if that excitement was not truly hers and felt fake. Sometimes a small group of girls, often led by Tiffany Miller and her best friend Chloe Davis, would gather in the hallway, their whispers turning into sharp, unkind words about someone else. Tiffany was the sun around which the others orbited, charismatic but cruel. Chloe was her loyal, giggling echo. Mina knew deep down in her heart that it was absolutely wrong to gossip or to talk badly about others. It felt like a small, unpleasant taste in her mouth every time. But in those tense moments, a powerful fear would take over. It was the fear of being isolated, of the group's gaze swinging to her, of being made fun of as well. She would even force herself to join in, adding a cruel comment or a rude remark to avoid becoming the next target of their teasing. It was self-preservation, ugly and desperate. The latest victim was a girl named Jessica James, known for her bright, almost aggressively curly hair. "Look at her hair," Tiffany would sneer, pointing at a girl across the hall, making sure her voice carried just enough to be heard by the inner circle. "It is so ugly, like a bird's nest." Chloe would giggle, adding a layer of unnecessary meanness. "And that sweater? My grandma would not even wear that. She looks so fat in it." Chloe elbowed Mina lightly, a gesture of inclusion, demanding her join in. Mina felt the familiar stomachache. Her throat tightened. Say something. Anything. Don't be silent. Silence is guilt, the panicked voice in her head screamed. She knew this girl, Jessica, was quiet and shy. She knew her sweater was probably a gift. But she couldn't stop the words from forming. She would offer a weak laugh, a forced smile, her stomach churning. She did not want to be teased or made fun of herself. All Mina truly wanted was to fit in, to find genuine friends who liked her for who she was, not for who she pretended to be. She wanted to feel the warmth of true belonging, not the sticky comfort of trying to fit in. But for now, she joined in the teasing and was just thankful that the unkind words were not being directed at her. Wow, she is so fat, small objects orbit her, she muttered. The words felt like sandpaper on her tongue, yet they served their dark purpose. The whole group almost choked from laughter. Even though it was cruel, it was by far the most creative insult of them all, and it was definitely noticed. In her heart, she knew it was wrong, and she couldn't build up the courage to stand up for what she knew was right. She told herself, it's just a joke. Everyone does it. Tomorrow I'll be braver. But tomorrow the cycle would begin again. The weight of her fake promises felt heavier than any prop she used in her tricks.